47 years for the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations. You are the 2023 NBA champions. And now, the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
I know that's heavy.
It is time to put some respect on Nikola Jokic's name. The two-time MVP, is now, in addition to a Western Conference MVP, NBA Finals MVP, NBA champ. Let's go. The Denver Nuggets, and on a freaking slugfest, defeat the Miami Heat 94-89 in a battle of blows, ugly-ass game to take Game 5, win the NBA championship, take the series 4-1. Unreal, man. It was such a great game. We're going to hit the highlights real quick, but wow. First and foremost, that bullshit foul on the Jimmy Butler three-pointer, where he actually did not get fouled by Aaron Gordon. He actually kicked Aaron Gordon, and they called a foul for that. That was complete horseshit, and that's what actually turned the game around for the Heat, because Jimmy, who was having a completely off night, who had disappeared from the face of the earth, actually picked it up, and I think he dropped like the next 8 points for the Heat, ended up like 12 points a quarter. But come on, man. Let's put some respect on the Denver Nuggets, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, and the entire team, because, man, like yours truly, did not take this team serious. And like every year, to me, they were a fake number one. What's wrong? You know who wasn't wrong about this team? The local market area fans, because they saw this team play every day. They saw this team play throughout the year, and they knew what they had. Jokic in the finals averaged 30.2 points per game, 14 rebounds, 7.2 assists. First player in NBA history to reach those numbers in an NBA Finals series. Come on, man. The man deserves the MVP. He stepped up when it mattered the most. He had a huge game, which, again, it was a battle of wills. 28 points, 16 freaking rebounds, monster games. Listen, he might look like a goofy-looking bastard, but this boy can ball his ass out. And let me tell you something, Kendrick Perkins, I don't want to hear no BS anymore about him giving the MVP, 2 MVP awards because of the color of his skin. That's bullshit. The man just proved himself, but he doesn't need to prove anything else to anybody else. Those two MVPs he was given in the regular season hold more freaking weight than what it is because of what he just did. And he went at the best players in the game, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, against Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy, against a great Heat team, and proved to be the best player in the postseason. Practically should have been the MVP over Embiid this year. Come at me if you want. Jimmy, again, 5 for 18, disappeared throughout the most game. He came out swinging late in the fourth quarter, but it wasn't enough. It's just it was a tough matchup for the Heat, man, from the beginning. And the Heat played, every game was close. The Heat played well. If we go back to the recap of the series, Nuggets take game 1 by 11 points. It was a close throughout the game. The Heat win the next one by 3. That was the game 2 by 3, which is their only win. Nuggets pulled by 15, even though it was close until the fourth quarter. And then game 4, 108-95. Again, close game. It just towards the fourth quarter, they kind of fizzled out. I said from the beginning of the series is going to be about which 2 superstars shine the brightest. Check. Denver Nuggets. Regardless, Jimmy and Bam had a good series. Not as good as Jamal Murray. Not as good as Nikola Jokic. Supporting cast. Whichever supporting cast steps up. Check the Denver Nuggets. Supporting cast for Miami was asked to do too much, but they're nowhere near as talented as supporting cast for the Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr., huge game today. 13 boards, 16 points. He struggled, man. That dude only made 3 3-pointers in the whole entire series and shot like 30 of them. But today, came out big. 13 boards, 16 huge points. Game 6, he started turning it around by taking it to the basket. Game 6 was out, Aaron Gordon. Again, the supporting cast. Jamal Murray had an off game today, but he did what he needed to do. 14 points, shot the ball 6-15 from the field, had 8 assists, 8 rebounds, 1 steal, was playing tough defense on Jimmy. KCP stepped up today, had four 4 field goals, had 11 points, 2 clutch free throws. Bruce Brown off the bench, 10 points. Huge rebound in the fourth quarter. And then hitting 2 clutch free throws to put the Denver Nuggets in the closing seconds up by 5 to seal the game. Going back to KCP, the steal of the year. Contavious Caldwell-Pope had the steal of the year and then gets fouled. Closing seconds of the game, 30 seconds left, hit 2 clutch free throws. Again, the pedigree of the supporting cast was larger, better, stood up to the test, stepped up in comparison to the Heat. Nothing for the Heat to be ashamed of. The Heat has done something that nobody thought they were going to do as they struggled up and down all year long. They started, they lost Tyler Hero at the beginning of the first round, regardless of the fact they beat some really good teams. And, they did the best they could. They did the best they could. Going down through these stats real quick. Lowry, huge game off the bench, man. The 37-year-old Lowry, man, big butts, and I cannot lie. Kyle Lowry had 12 points, man. He hit some big threes in the fourth quarter. Struz had an okay game, 5 for 12, 1 for 6, 12 points. Again, Bam, another double-double. He played its best. I think Bam, if the Heat would have won the series, probably would have gotten the MVP. 9 for 20, 20 points, 12 rebounds. 21 points for Jimmy, who shot the ball horrible, 5 for 18, 2 for 5. What can you say? The props has to be given to the Denver Nuggets. Shout out to Eric Spoelstra. To me, still one of the greatest coaches out there. Ugly game. Really ugly game. The rebounding battle. 44 rebounds to the Heat as opposed to 56 to 57 to Denver, and that was a big margin there in the game. Look, the Heat shot better from beyond the arc, 9 for 35. They made 4 more than the Nuggets, 5 for 38. Who the Nuggets struggled shooting from 3 the entire series. It just came down to who wanted it more, who had the better horses. The Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets had the better horses, the 2 superstars. It was a back and forth action, a total slugfest in Game 5. Some great moments. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. stepped up. KCP with that steal and two clutch free throws. As I mentioned again, Jimmy fizzled out, but came back in the fourth quarter. I think that foul on the three-pointer was huge and kind of like gave him life. But put some respect on Nikola Jokic's name. At 28, NBA champion, Finals MVP, Western Conference MVP, 5-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Star, 2-time regular season MVP. This resume at 28 years old is looking pretty darn good. And I'm going to put this out there. Luka may be the more flashier, maybe the better player, but he ain't a champ. Best European player to come out of Europe right now. Hands down, he's doing what Nowitzki couldn't do at 28. Took Nowitzki a lot of tries. A couple tries to the NBA Finals. Some great regular seasons. But Nikola Jokic has done what Nowitzki could have done and what Luka hasn't been able to do yet. Luka still has a lot to prove. He's still young. But Nikola grinded out. That team is just well put together. If you go down the list, coaching, Mike Malone had these boys hungry, had these boys really, really playing together. It was such a continuity, all right, cohesive in this team ball style play. Very old school give and go, players cutting. I mean, a lot of good executed plays. It's just it was beautiful to watch. And look, they turned up their defense in the playoffs when it mattered the most. They turned up their defense. And especially in this game, there was some defensive plays out there, man, that they had the Heat missing shots, rushing shots. I mean, that block by Gordon was insane. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets. You're 2023 NBA champs, baby. Well deserved. They proved me and probably 85% of the NBA talking heads and 85% of everybody that speaks basketball who self-proclaim a professional like myself, which I'm not, proved everybody wrong. And guess what, man? Respect has to be given where respect is due. Denver Nuggets deserve the respect. They're your NBA champs. And again, put some respect on Nikola Jokic's name, baby. Let's go. Congrats, Denver. Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast signing out. Peace.